Hello and welcome to Maidens of the Spear, where we talk about the Wheel of Time. We have a really good time. And today we're going to have a really good time with our very good friend Vic, who is a non-book reader.
Yeah.
And Vic, everything you know about the show, you know from the teasers and a cursory.
Well, I feel like I maybe have a little bit of a hack because I follow you on Twitter.
Okay, so you see me show random names.
Well, what's fun is I get like hot takes on things I have absolutely no context for. It's just like
I love
this person's good. Maybe I need to change the fandom. I saw that the other day. Maybe this is a Riverdale fandom.
This is actually a Doogie Howser fandom.
Oh, I see.
Oh, okay.
It won the vote. Vic, what do you know about the Wheel of Time?
Okay. I got approximately like just a very small portion of the way through the first book, and then I got distracted because I needed to finish Dune, and then I had Wheel of Time next on my list, but then I did start listening to Discovery of Witches 2 days ago. So and I will finish it before I am committed to. I will finish the first book before the series
that's okay.
starts. Yeah. But I have not really dug into it yet, and I do have to reread because I feel like it's dense.
By a little bit, you said you only got like 3 or 4 chapters in.
Yeah, but I backtracked because I wasn't sure if chapters was the way in which because I do audiobooks also, okay. I should say. So some people don't even count that as reading. So I don't know. Thank you. I appreciate that. There's some real mean people on Twitter that are like, oh, so you don't actually read. You haven't actually read a book. I'm like, whatever. It's accessible.
Okay. Are you ready to watch this trailer?
Oh, never been more ready for anything in my whole life.
Here we go.
Swear your oath, Moraine Sedai.
I swear to speak no word that is not true, to make no weapon with which one person may kill another, and never to use the one power as a weapon.
Do you know what Aes Sedai means in the old tongue? Servants of all. It is they who serve the world.
I didn't choose this path, but I will follow it.
Where next?
The 2 rivers. The old blood runs deep in those mountains. Let's hope it's prepared them for what's coming. The Dark One is waking. But there will be one who can stand against him. And it's one of the 5 of you.
You fully lost your mind.
Your life isn't going to be what you thought.
Moraine.
What are those? His army is coming.
What can we do?
We protect the people we love. No matter the cost.
Our enemies are everywhere. They will leave no one standing.
We've lost too many people already. I can't lose you.
You won't. If we do not stop the Dark One now, the whole world will burn. I can't allow it. The wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll ever go back?
Home? No.
Really does undercut just about everything that happens when that smiley face Amazon Prime thing
Yeah.
I agree.
shoots out at the end.
I hate it. I know.
Vic,
They need a new logo is my big overall thought, is that Amazon Prime needs a new logo.
It's so embarrassing.
God, Rosamund Pike. I know I talked about her last time, but
this is all I could talk about too. She's so beautiful.
The mean, it's not even that for me. It's the mean mom energy. that just like, I'm just like, tell me what to do. Like, come on. Anyways.
Oh, you mean the mommy energy?
She's got mommy energy.
Big mommy. Mm-hmm.
Where she's just like, right there. Oh, that's it. You know, she's just like, just tell me what to do. That's all I want. Okay.
Oh, she will. Oh, she will.
I know. Oh, my God. I just watched Dune again. And Sarah, I know you had some thoughts on that. And I'm not going to get into it, but truly, like Rebecca Ferguson in that movie, like you just walk out of it and you're like,
is she Jessica?
Jessica, yeah. It's like the looks, the stares.
What a face.
What a face. Rosamund Pike does the same thing with her eyes. And I'm just like, well, I mean, yes, but
yeah.
Dangerous. Yeah, so good. I'm a big fan of the goats.
Of the goats? The
goats. Oh, yeah, the goats. The goat man.
Yeah, the big goats. I love them. I think they're fun, and I think they're going to connect back to those little white goats we saw earlier that were slaughtered.
The sheep.
I'm wondering if those were their kids, and that's sort of where their villain origin story has come from.
Their villain origin story.
This is ultimately a story about it's like a take on Animal Farm set in a fantasy world.
I love that. I'm curious about that shot. I don't know why, but that must be a water Asha, right? Is there a water Asha?
No. This is but it is a special like ceremony, a women's ceremony.
I see. Okay. So all the Asha are kind of water Asha if there's a water ceremony.
Well, we can tell you, Vic, this ceremony is not from the books. This is like a show invention.
Yeah.
So we don't actually know much about it either.
I see.
And but it's not the Aes Sedai. It's not has nothing to do with the White Tower and the Aes Sedai. This is for the women's circle. Yeah, coming of age ceremony. That's all we know though. So it looks really
interesting.
Cool. It looks very cool from what we've seen.
I mean, this part looks cool. Like a real just like circle of water. That's fun. Oh no, what was I gonna say? I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember, but it'll come back to me in a flash. I'm sure at some point. Scenery is also beautiful. Oh, they really took the note from people from the first trailer. People were like, we don't, or at least some people, I guess, were like, 2 YA, 2 CGI, as I was told last time. And you could tell from the last 2 trailers that they're absolutely like, we hear you, none of that. Which I wonder if it's going to come back to bite people in the show. Because if that is a bulk of the show, Amazon Prime releases all the episodes at once, don't they? Well, like, you're going to see.
We're going to see the first 3 episodes the first day, and then it's weekly.
Gotcha.
But I think there's going to be some CGI, but I really think from everything we've heard, they're trying to keep everything practical as much as possible.
Which is really exciting.
That's great.
Like, all of the magic is CGI.
Practical.
The magic, of course, is all the magic is practical.
All of the magic is practical magic.
We got Penn and Teller up there as consultants.
Yeah. They hired real Aes Sedai for this.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
which is great.
Let's play a little. I'm curious to play a little game with you, Vic.
Okay.
Who is this?
Diana.
Diana.
Okay. What's her deal?
What's her deal?
Yeah.
She was a princess in England, and
in England. Okay.
And she was like, this royal life is too much. So she was like, I need a new start. So she came out here, did the rebirthing ceremony, and she has been reborn as Cheryl.
Oh, Cheryl now. Okay, so she is a former royalty reborn, living a pastoral retreat.
Loving that.
Yeah, and I think she's a green Asha. Oh, also too, like the amount of, I feel like these 3 are going to be important.
These 3?
Probably.
Probably. They're in the trailer a lot, and I feel like they're gonna be a thing, but they're not wearing fun colors. They don't seem to really have powers, so I'm not into it.
Sweater?
That's a great point.
I do like the sweater. I'm a fan of the sweater, but other than that, what are we bringing to the table? Is what I want to know.
Like love interest
bone structure is what they're bringing to the table.
Bone structure and love interest, pass.
Bring me back Mommy Moraine.
That's all I want.
Horsies.
A horse.
One is waking. But there will be one who can stand against him.
Okay, well, they just said there could be one that could stand against him. Oh, and I guess they're kind of giving us the options, right?
Mhm.
Oh, so I wonder if Cheryl is going to be the dragon. Like, maybe that's the twist.
But there will be one who can stand against
Would you like to
him.
know her real name?
Yeah, Cheryl's going to stand against, I think. I think Cheryl's going to end up being the dragon. I'm calling that now.
Would you like to know her real name?
Yes.
This is Nynaeve.
Nynaeve. What a good name.
Great
Way
name,
better
right?
than Cheryl. Okay, Nynaeve. Nynaeve is going to be the dragon.
Okay, and you can tell from the braid flip, right?
Stand against
Yeah.
him.
She was also, I guess not the first one they showed. I was going to be like, first one they showed, that's the dragon. But I guess by that
The
logic.
Dark One is waking.
This is Egwene.
Egwene. She's not the dragon.
No, she's the first one they showed.
Yeah, but that's
There will
wrong.
be one who
Third
can
is the
stand
bats.
against him.
Third.
is the bats.
And it's one
Okay.
of the 5 of you.
And it's one of the 5 of you. Okay, so
Fully lost your mind.
she does outright say that it is one of the
Yes.
5 of you. So we
She
do
does,
know. So it's not just foreshadowing. It actually
No.
was physically said. Okay.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I feel pretty confident about my answer then at that point.
Okay,
that
good,
it is
yeah.
going to be one of the
Okay.
5 of them.
It's
Okay,
gonna be
good,
one of the
good,
5
good.
of them.
Yeah.
Your life isn't going to be what you thought.
Moraine,
So yeah, so we were telling you last time we had watched the trailer. This is real. Like they built this whole damn town from
Unreal.
scratch and then burned
and then
it
they
down.
burned it down.
And why does it kind of look CGI'd is my question.
There are a couple things that we now know to have been actually built that we thought were CGI too. Something I think about the quality or the lighting.
Or
Yeah.
like the way that they shot it or the way that they edited it, which is cool because it does go to show that like they wanted like the effect that they're going for is for it to be a little bit like storybook, a little bit mythical feeling, which I'm all for. I really don't have a problem with. I really think it's, as I was saying last time, so funny when people are like, I want my fantasy as realistic as possible. I want real magic coming out of hands. I want real practical fire dragons. It's like, yeah, who cares? It's fantasy. Fill it in your mind. Didn't you do that with the whole book?
Right.
Yes.
Didn't you do that with the whole book? That's a great point. That's a great point.
Great point.
Moraine,
Oh,
What are those?
I think the dragon did that.
The dragon
Okay.
did what? Burn down the village?
Burn down the village because I think the dragon doesn't know how to control their powers.
Moraine,
Oh, interesting
What are
theory.
those? His army is
Dragon.
coming.
Oh, the army. The
What
army.
is that? It's dragons. It's the army.
It's the goats.
His
It's the
army
goats.
is coming.
The goats are coming. Okay, so there's a good goat.
How do we know? How do we know that the dark one is bad? Is my big question.
Well,
Yeah.
you and Mark Duncan have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Mark Duncan here in the
Great
chat.
point. Great point. How do we know that the dark one?
Mark, back me up on this.
Brave-
How do we know the dark one is bad?
Yeah. How
Yeah,
do we
so-
know?
Maybe he's misunderstood, or maybe they're misunderstood, or maybe they like just have something else going on. You know what I mean? Maybe there's like a lot going on at home and they're like not expressing that in a healthy way. Or maybe there's just like, maybe they're the bad guys. Maybe the dragon is the bad one.
Maybe the dragon's the bad guy. A lot of people in this world would agree with you.
That's
Now-
true.
Vic, if you would like, I can give you a little summary
Yes.
of the background. Would you like to know some of the history of this world?
I would adore to know some of the history of this world.
Okay, so before this age, we're in the third age.
Okay.
The second age was known as the Age of Legends. It was this like paradise of the pinnacle of human accomplishment.
It sounds a
Technology.
little familiar from the beginning of the book, maybe.
The book. And they did not know about the Dark One
Right.
because the Dark One was perfectly sealed away. A scientist discovered the Dark One just while trying to find like a new source of energy. And they drilled
Oh.
a hole into the fabric of reality itself to like reach this new energy source and made contact with the Dark One. And this hole is called the Boar.
And they
After-
released the dark
No.
one into the world.
So the Dark One could now touch reality again. And this started a hundreds year long war called the War of the Shadow, where basically there was a giant war that destroyed everything, and then Luz Theron Telamon, the former dragon, the first dragon, maybe.
The last.
I mean, there are no firsts. The previous dragon.
The most recent dragon.
The previous dragon and 100 other men who could do magic sealed away the Dark One from being able to touch reality. But when they did that, the Dark One was able to touch the male part of magic and poisoned it.
Right.
So that any men who do magic now go insane. And this led to hundreds of years of extremely powerful male wizards going insane and destroying everything. And this was called the Breaking. And it basically literally destroyed the entire world, rearranged continents. Nothing remained. Except
How
for
smart.
Yeah.
The Dark One's smart. I mean, if you can't be there, at least have some people to go do your bidding. And who better than people that are already perceived to be in power and being everybody's just going to kind of let you keep doing what you're doing until you destroy everything, and then you'll have to start over. Brilliant. Dark One's.
Yeah. So
I love that.
So there were centuries of breaking, and then this is 3,000 years later, 3,000 years after the breaking.
Gotcha.
So society has rebuilt up to this point.
I think my big question is,
that's what people know about the Dark One. That's why they don't trust him, because he destroyed the world.
So here's my question though: is did we ever ask why Dark One did you destroy the world? Because I feel like maybe they have a good answer, and if they do have a good answer, do we have to respect that?
Well,
everybody always asks why is the Dark One, but nobody ever asks how is
the Dark One.
This is something that they grapple with during the show. I mean, that's kind of, you learn more about the Dark One over the course of the series.
Gotcha. Okay, so some of these questions will be answered as I watch. Was the Dark One the one that did the lightning strikes all over the place at the beginning of the book?
I
remember that as a detail, that there was lightning rain or something like that, or it was a descriptor.
The Dark One is more esoteric. The Dark One can't really touch things directly.
A feeling.
The Dark One is able to kind of he works more like in
mysterious ways.
Paint, but it's more of a poison. So crops don't grow right, or things, misfortune happens. He doesn't work directly on the world.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, less a personality and more like a force.
A feeling.
Yeah,
okay.
But yeah, definitely an entity, but
there are lots of very powerful humans who serve the Dark One. Do obviously touch the world directly because they're part of it. And then there are all the shadow spawn creatures like this goat man here.
So I think you just then at that point have to ask, all these powerful, cool people are serving the Dark One. And so I think you just got to take a little peek at it and be like, what am I not seeing?
Are you talking about the prologue of book one?
Prologue of book one, yes.
Oh, so yeah. So
I actually don't know what part, but
that's Luz Theron.
That's the
Luz Theron is the
dragon.
The dragon.
I see. I understand.
Yeah. So he's been driven insane in that prologue.
I completely understand. Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, it's a very sad, tragic, kind of like Heracles Megara story. He's gone insane and killed his entire family.
Oh boy, what a bummer.
Yeah, huge bummer.
The first time you read the prologue, everyone who reads it is like, what the fuck is happening?
What the fuck just happened?
And then when you go and read the prologue on a reread, then you're like, oh my god, this is the saddest thing I've ever read.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
What can we do?
Ooh.
Oh, good cut.
Look at that face. You're telling me that face is evil.
So we actually know this character's
no one said
name.
he's evil.
We actually know this character's name. His name is Narg.
We think this is Narg.
We think this is Narg. And
Does
the one thing
he
we know about
break
Narg is, well, he is smart.
He is smart.
Narg is
smart.
Narg smart. So that's
So
the only
maybe
thing we know about this character.
maybe it's maybe there's a positive here.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'm hoping so.
We protect the people we love. No matter the cost.
Our enemies are everywhere. They will leave no one standing.
Okay, so what do you think?
That was our one of the main gals, right? Being burned. And that's a yellow Asha.
Yeah, it's yellow Asha.
And they're smart, right? Are they one of the library?
They are healers.
Healers. They're healers. So they're smart. They are smart.
They're smart.
Enemies are
And they're
everywhere.
good.
And they're good.
What do you think of this guy?
He looks cool. He looks very cool. He was clipping rings onto his belt, and I was like, oh, that I want to hang out with him. But I am gonna guess he's maybe a bad guy because that seems like an Asha ring.
Yeah, these are Aes Sedai rings.
Oh no! So these are all the Aes Sedai that he's killed. Why is he hunting Aes Sedai, especially a healer?
You'll have to find out.
There looks like a little bit of blood on his napkin. He could have used a healer right there.
I know, right?
That's a bummer.
I bet you could have used a healer right now. Oh, she's dead. You burned her.
She's dead. You burned her. You done burned her.
Is this like a feast where is he gonna watch her burn, or is this like a barbecue?
So Vic, I'm happy to tell you as much as you want about this guy. It's up to you.
I want to know everything about this guy.
Okay, this guy, I'll tell you, I'll just give you the general background of this guy.
Okay.
This man is part of an order called the White Cloaks.
Mm.
The White Cloaks believe that it's not just the men who destroyed the world, but everyone who does magic is evil.
Oh, honestly, a really fair assumption.
I mean, yeah.
A really, really fair assumption because there's still evil in the world that's like actively attacking everybody. So why wouldn't the logical conclusion be that even though maybe the Aes Sedai are inherently doing bad things, that it's because of their magic that like bad things are happening? I'm not saying that's a right line of thought, but I'm like, it's a logical line of thought for sure. Okay, so he's not a bad guy.
So they have taken that logical line of thought and pushed it to the absolute extremes. So they
I see.
They hunt Aes Sedai and they
hunt dark friends generally. They're
dark friends, the shadow.
The Spanish Inquisition. The Spanish Inquisition meets the KKK, maybe.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe I spoke a little soon on him not being a bad guy. So I'm gonna roll that back.
When you're described as the Spanish Inquisition meets the KKK, yeah, kind of gives no room for doubt. Yeah, these guys are bad news. They're religious and militaristic fanatics.
Yeah.
So it's a military order of only men, but it's also like religious in nature, incredibly fanatical, zealotry, and they are obsessed with rooting out the shadow wherever it is. And so they suspect definitely all Aes Sedai, but then also most women of being Aes Sedai and being able to channel.
Being Tar Valon witches, as
Tar
they call
Valon
them.
witches. They're
Yikes.
slur.
Yes.
Can people have like Aes Sedai powers without being Aes Sedai? Like have like magic, but they're not trained at all or anything like that?
It is possible, but without training, 9 times out of 10, that person dies a screaming, horrible death.
Ooh, 9 times out of 10. Are you telling me there's going to be some like woodland magic happening like in the middle of the forest where they're hidden?
There are people who have powers who don't know they have powers.
I see.
That's how they can kind of survive.
What I'll tell you, Vic, is you're thinking in the right direction.
Yeah.
The Aes Sedai believe that they are the sole practitioners of magic.
Oh, so we're gonna find like a whole like trove of magic. Also, my call is that our dragon Cheryl is going to have powers.
Okay.
Or maybe the other the one on the horse.
The one on the horse, yes.
The one on the horse, yeah.
So for our viewers, Cheryl is Nynaeve, and the
Cheryl's
one on the
Nynaeve.
horse is Egwene.
Yes. I also am gonna. Last prediction. I'm gonna throw that out there. I think that Mommy's gonna have some powers as well.
We want all your predictions.
I think that is
you
a
think
great
Rosamund Pike will have some powers?
I think that's a really great guess.
They will leave no one standing.
They We've lost too many people already. Back on those you.
Ooh.
You won't. If we do not stop the Dark One now.
So what do you think this is here?
Portal.
Portal.
I think that's the drill.
That's the drill. Oh, the boar.
Yeah. Feels like a cool thing that you could like step through and be somewhere else, or like you could like put something down there and then the light hits it and then it shoots a laser into space.
Yeah, like some Indiana Jones shit.
Yeah.
Love that. Love
The
that.
Dark One now. The whole world will burn.
Oh, cool shot. Really cool shot.
Yeah.
This one.
Scary.
I love that it's snowing, or I think it looks like it's snowing.
Yeah, I think it's ash.
Ash. I love that there's ash.
Yeah.
It will burn.
Ooh.
Good shot of our guy.
I can't allow.
Yeah, so here might be a hint that
That
mommy
she
has
can-
powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard to say.
Yeah.
Hard to say.
But you know what? Go out on a limb.
Oh,
The
cool.
wheel weaves as the
Wait,
wheel
that guy had a green outfit on. Could that be a green, or am I remembering? No, I'm not.
This guy?
'cause-
This guy
yes,
right here?
that's a stark green outfit that I'm looking at right
Mm.
there.
It does
Also,
look green.
I feel like this is a trap. Either you don't want me to know something that I've stumbled upon, or I'm totally wrong and you're not trying to
What?
tell me that I'm wrong.
What?
What?
That he has magic.
This guy?
Yes.
What makes you think that? The green?
Because of the green, and also because of he's going to be the last thing that we see, I think, into this big like break of the music. Usually,
see.
I think maybe.
I mean, he
The wheel
definitely is
weaves as
important.
the wheel wills.
I want to see if he's. I don't
And that I hate.
Right.
Oh, he is the last thing. Well, the last thing we see is the Hall of the Sitters in the.
Yeah,
White
but that's
Tower.
like as we're getting our like closing card, and it just looks cool, and it's the same shape.
Yeah, so I'll tell you. Do you want to know his name?
Yes.
This is Rand.
Rand. Thor.
Right. Okay. Yes, I'm familiar with this name. I've heard this name. I think. Okay, then maybe this is my clue that maybe Cheryl is not a dragon, and maybe Rand is the dragon. But I think Rand has some sort of magical ability, is my guess.
Interesting. And you got all that just from his green cloak?
Well, it's not a cloak; it's an outfit. But like, he's not wearing something that's stark or bright in any of the other things. And plus, he's the last thing that we see in the trailer.
Now that is a great point. That is a great point. And as you know, a reader of 3 or 4-ish chapters, you'd know that Rand is the narrator of a lot of
POV at least.
POV
Right.
of sorry, not narrator, the POV of a lot of chapters.
Which does also feel like it could be a misdirect, but also he's a thin white man, which makes me think that he's
Yes.
going to be the chosen one.
He is a
He
thin,
is a
white,
thin
man.
white man. Jenkins.
The wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
I hate that so much. But then my favorite part comes.
You
Hold on,
hate
play
that?
for
Why do you
the
hate
wheel. The wheel weaves as the wheel wills. Is that it?
that? Yeah,
Yeah.
the wheel weaves as the wheel wills. You don't
I
like that?
hate that. Sort of that
The
like.
wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
Well,
It
get ready to read that a lot in the books.
It sounds just as funny as when you guys say it. It's the exact same thing in my brain, and
Really
it's
good
really
time.
good time. Literally, I honestly would have it would sound the exact same if Rosamund Pike was like, "Get ready to have a really good time," and that was the end of the trailer. Like honestly, sounds the exact same.
The wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
And I'm so thrilled we've listened to it a couple of times. That it's getting.
So I'll tell you that
You know.
is like I'm literally about to get that tattooed onto my body. That's like
But that would be cool.
No, your take is legitimate. It's like, but
Sarah,
that's like
we
the
have to
main
make
one.
that. We have to make that quote. We have to make that cut for our channel.
Oh yeah.
Like Moiraine saying, "Have a really good time."
That's gonna be hard. We could try.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
We got the budget. My favorite part. Here we go.
Do you think we'll ever go back?
Almost.
Home?
No.
She wasn't the one that was burned.
No, that was
No.
someone else.
Do you think we'll ever go back?
Home.
Yeah, they made it very clear that home is where it got burned. A very Shire feeling. I feel like I've done a lot of comparing to Lord of the Rings, but I think like feel wise where they've got this like big army and this sort of like dark force after them. Like it does have like a lot of
the first book
Definitely.
was very actively like I think Robert Jordan was actively encouraged by his editors to make it more Lord of the Ringsy for book one, because
So book one was very influenced by Lord of the Rings, absolutely, and
Gotcha.
in general.
He was one of the first. I mean, book one came out in 1990, and there had been a ton of like interesting sci-fi, but he did a lot to break away from the Tolkien like fantasy tropes. But as part of that, they were like, "Well, we need you to like be more tropey for book one to get an audience." Yeah.
I really, really like. I think that like the story is so deep. Even though I did just start another book that was like 28 hours long, I am very excited to get back into the Wheel of Time.
It's a lot. It's daunting. So no judgment from us.
I also am just somebody
Mark
where like
Duncan, we love you too. Have a
bye,
fantastic
Mark.
night.
Oh my goodness. In Melbourne.
Bye, Mark.
Bye,
right,
Mark.
it's night.
What do you think of this dude in the middle here? You've seen him before.
It's just dark. It's my guy.
It's your guy.
Still hot as ever.
How do you feel knowing that he has power? That he's, a boss babe?
Less attracted to him.
You like him more as the pathetic worm man.
Yeah, I was really hoping that there was going to be like a very, powerful person or entity kind of like at his side, and he's just sort of like, if that is what you wish, and then he goes off and does it, and that is what I was hoping for this character, and now it's sort of seeming
he is, and that is and is not the case.
It's true.
So this is a merge roll. There are many of them, and
But we've just gotten a clue that this might be a special one.
It might be a special one. They have power over the Trollocs, like they're the kind of field commanders, but they're not the ones in charge.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So they're in charge of this group, but not in charge overall.
Yeah.
I understand. Okay. Love him.
Just want to see that land.
I really love that they fully ended the trailer and then decided that they were going to play like just a little bit more trailer.
Just a little more.
Yeah.
What do you think of him?
Cool.
He's cool.
Yeah.
He's
no other thoughts. I don't think he's important to the book or the show.
Probably not. Probably not.
But he's useful in book one. He's like,
Yeah, he's around in book one.
Speaking of Lord of the Rings, he's very much like they're giving him much more like a Japanese aesthetic, which is right. Like that actually is true to the books.
Right.
But I think it helps distance him from Aragorn a little bit, just with his clothing and everything. But he's very much the Aragorn of book one.
Right. So barely around.
So not that important. Yeah.
But he is a warder. So do you know what warders are?
Yes, because of dice.
Dice to die. That's right. Yeah. So he is Rosamund Pike's warder.
Oh, cool. Okay,
I
respect him more now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I love Madeline.
Love her too.
You love the smile.
Love the smile.
They could have just paused a second longer before doing it,
No.
Yeah, just right away.
Right away.
Into that like happy blue. It's so stupid.
It's annoying.
It like honestly feels like a bit like an SNL bit that like with that sound to Wana, and it's like like it feels a little bit like a sketch bit.
Yeah.
Vic, Vic, any like kind of last thoughts, last predictions you want to be on the record making before the show comes out?
I absolutely have several. Oh, I just saw she has a ball, it looked like that. Ball. All this. Okay. So here's my prediction is that Rosamund Pike is a bad guy. I feel really strongly about that.
Yeah, we said that last time.
She's going to break bad, I think, at some point. Like, I think she's going to end up being a bad guy. I think our green leotard guy, Rand, is going to be magic. Okay. I think he's actually going to have magic, but he doesn't know it, sort of as was foreshadowed in this conversation. And then I think the guy in the cage is a good guy. I think that the tower is going to be destroyed.
Ooh.
Because that just feels poetic. And I think that goat guy that we saw is actually going to be a friend.
A friend.
Oh, a friend.
Yeah, I'd really love for the goat guy to be a friend. Otherwise, it's too obvious. Oh,
right. Isn't she beautiful?
Yes. Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah.
So
cool, right?
She is the Amerlin seat. She is like the Aes Sedai Pope.
Ooh.
And if you can see in her collar, she has all the stripes of the colors of the Ajas.
Oh yeah. It's so beautiful. It's so beautifully done. It's so delicate.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
No black.
No black.
No black. Black Asha doesn't exist.
I think, and that's my other prediction, is I think Black Asha exists.
It doesn't
what about
exist,
Mary Lou's
Vic.
tone makes you think that?
It doesn't. It's not real, and I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
And I think that their power is the power of music.
Oh, I love that. They're bards.
They're bards.
They're the power of music. I love that.
Okay, so your 3 predictions. Rosamund Pike will break bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rand and the Green Leotard has magic powers.
Yes.
The White Tower will be destroyed.
Yes.
A Trolloc, those monsters are called Trollocs.
A Trolloc
will become a friend.
Yes.
And there is a Black Aja, and they use the power of music.
I want to change Black Aja because I think that Black Ajas are going to be untrained people. They're like that 9 out of 10 that have like trained on their own, but are maybe like have no order and no power and aren't bound to those like 3 rules of the Ajas. Because don't they have rules?
They do. These are them.
To speak no word that is not true. To make no weapon with which one person may kill another. And never to use the one power as a weapon.
So I think that
that
Black Aja are not bound to those rules.
3 oaths. We call those the 3 oaths.
The 3 oaths. That's my prediction.
I like your predictions.
I love your predictions.
They're good predictions.
I love your predictions.
And I think if the author decides to revamp the books, he should maybe take some of these into consideration.
Well, Robert Jordan is dead.
He's super dead. Yeah.
If somebody else decides to revamp the books at some point, give him an edit.
So it's an interesting. So Robert Jordan actually wasn't able to finish this series.
Oh no! This was like Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
So another fantasy author named Brandon Sanderson wrote the final 3 books.
How do they hold up?
But using Robert Jordan's notes and voice memos from his like deathbed. So it is.
And Robert Jordan's editor was his wife, and she was very involved in the final 3 books.
Okay, great. Oh,
they hold up really well.
They hold up really well. They definitely have a different feeling, right? But generally regarded as like very, very good books and a great culmination of the series. Like,
oh, fantastic. I'm so glad to hear that. Oh, what obviously like heartbreaking, but what a like nice tribute to somebody to like carry on their work and finish their legacy up.
Totally. Yeah. It almost couldn't have gone better. It was supposed to be 1 book, but Brandon Sanderson, the author who took it over.
Pages.
He wrote like 4,000 pages, and had like thousands of pages of Robert Jordan's notes. So it turned into 3 books, 3 very long books. So,
oh my God.
nothing was skimped on. Like everything was made it in the series, so everybody feels like pretty much it was like almost perfect job.
But Vic,
as best as could
once
be done.
you've read those books, we can talk about them in more detail. Well,
Perfect.
Vic, thank you so much for coming and giving us a non-reader's perspective.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I feel very strongly about my thoughts on it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this plays out.
If you had to pick one of your predictions that you would like put money on, like a serious, like this is my prediction.
Like serious. Okay.
I think Rosamund Pike is gonna break bad in some way.
Got it.
Okay.
Awesome.
That's a good prediction.
That's
and I won't say maybe like is like from the book perceived as being a villain's from like, because if we're following her in some way, maybe like we're not perceiving her as being bad, but like in the world will have like broken bad in some way, shape, or form is my
that's
thought.
interesting. That is interesting.
Well, Vic, I love all your predictions. I love hearing your perspectives on stuff.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
You are beloved to the Maidens of the Spear.
You are a Maiden of the Spear.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Vic, where can people find you?
At VIC, MMIC, all over the place. Honestly, if you want to hang out, let me know.
Yeah, Vic wants to hang.
Vic wants to chill.
Mary Lou, where can people find you?
You can find me at Mary Lou Larry Moo on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch.
And on Sarah, you can find me on Twitter at Spear Maidens. Where do y'all want a little preview of what I've been working on?
Absolutely.
My current project. Before the preview, this has been Maidens of the Spear. We're gonna keep breaking down this trailer. We're doing another live stream on Friday, where we're gonna go more in depth into the trailer and judge the Photoshop competition. But thank you so much for watching. We hope you had a really good time.
A really good time.
Wah, wah. Wah, wah. That's the little iron snake thing.
We could do it for real, yeah.
We hope you had a really good time.
How does she do it?
The wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
Okay, so
perfect.
We hope you had a really good time.
Perfect. And then you just need to hire somebody to do the graphics. So it says Maidens of the Spear.
Oh, and then where is it?
Booyah.